France. Damwon Kia starting on attack, Soniqs starting on attack. Or sorry, Damwon Kia starting on defense, Soniqs starting on attack.
They're both on attack.
And there you go. DWG Kia, again, they like these target bans. They went after Nook on bank. Now it's 0 to follow up. Unable to be played by SQ.
I like that, especially as we saw Rexen was playing 0 on bank that we just saw play out, and NA in general as a region, they actually tend to play 0 a lot more than the likes of, for example, Europe and Latin. Probably more than APAC, probably more than every region. They play on a handful of maps. Chalet is one of those maps we see it in play heavily. We see the Thatcher and the Valkyrie to follow troop. Of course, Valkyrie was open on bank. Both teams kind of struggle against it. Now it's banned out. Mirror to follow suit as well. And for the history of Damwon Kia, at least here at the 6 Invitationals, they've played Chalet 3 times throughout the group stage. They played it first against Team 1 with a 7-4 victory. Then they played MIBR with an 8-6 victory. Then they played Na'Vi with another 8-6 victory on Chalet. So while they have a win streak of 10-1 throughout the last, I believe, 4 months or so, it's been close. If you go 8-6 twice against MIBR and against Na'Vi, well, that's not a clear-cut victory by any means, and that, it leaves you open. And if you see the same Damwon Kia now on Chalet as we did on Bang, kind of running down the clock on their attacks, being rather slow, and not really brewing that much confidence either, it goes to wonder. On a map like Chalet where you need to assert dominance and really get out there and fight your opponents tooth and nail every single round, can they hold up against the likes of Soniqs, who are now feeling extremely good, especially after that final round on Bank? And if you guys have just tuned in, or you folks, sorry, have just tuned in, you should go back for a moment. Watch Bang, watch the final round, spend the last, minute, 2 minutes of the round, watch it, then come back again, because you need to watch that moment. Arguably the highlight of today, and also arguably the highlight of one of the biggest highlights of Invitationals 2022 so far was Kansan. He's now on the line, getting active on the map with a global gadget.
I would go so far as to say the greatest clutch of Kansan's career. And,
I'll take that.
And possibly the greatest moment of Kansan's career as well.
I'll take that.
I want you, here's what I want you to do. I want you to tell me if you sincerely believe there's a better moment that Kansan had in his entire career. I want you to send me it, because I want to see what you think is better than that. Round 12 against one of the best teams in the world, one of the statistical best teams at this tournament, ice in his veins in a 1v4 with an SMG-11 in hand, weakened in a post plant. Give me a break. Give me a break. The only thing better than that is if that's map 2 or map 3 if you make it to a best of 5, and that's for the win.
Yeah, to close out the series, that would be the only way that really could have been any better. Of course, if it was a 1 versus 5, but that's just absolutely unheard of. Doesn't happen at this level, and sure enough, hasn't happened yet that I know of. Here we are. Wookieman inside the library, Rin to follow up on side of Chimney. That means that you got a 2-man lineup. We got Coded on the blue stairs, so triple formation, if you will, playing together, using that utility to their side. They have the Jaeger, but no MI, which means if Soniqs can get together and really utility clear this area of the map, it'll be a lot easier for them. They have 4 grenades to Twitch throw on the line and flashbangs, so they have every single piece of utility you can possibly imagine. Yeti, now being alone as he always is, on the balcony. Sure, Kansan's there as well, but on the other side of the balcony, so they can't really help each other directly. Likely be looking for a nade. Rexen making that Twitch drone move around the map, seeing if you can find some ADSs. Actually, Wookieman, early drop, giving away library. Remember, you cannot retake once it has been surrendered. So that means, once you drop, you're out. There's no way back in. That leaves Coded and Rain upstairs, alone now. Only 2 players, with the last 3 of Damwon Kia on site. That's going to be easy biting for Rexen, but traded back by Coded. That's the FMG 1.5x, so I can do a lot of damage. 1-for-1 trade, but honestly, I would say that Soniqs came out on top here.
Absolutely they did, and I'd be very happy with that. Not, by the way, that all you Rexen appreciators in chat are upset that I'm saying that, but I definitely think that taking Rin out of action, taking that part of the map away from Damwon Kia is absolutely huge.
It is, sorry. Your goal as an attacker is to take map control. You did just that, and you traded 1-for-1. That is a success, no matter what players are involved. Always.
No, perfect point. Just don't ever interrupt me again. Anyway.
Sorry.
No, but I'm serious.
I know you are, so I'm apologizing. has the round power now. It's your turn. 20 seconds
later. 20 seconds to go. You're absolutely correct. There's an adrenal surge as well. E1D goes off. The default cam at the top of library stairs lets them know where they're coming from. Doesn't really matter. One kill from Damwon Kia so far. A second will join with Katsang getting that. Top stakes now as Kansan is dropped, and Yeti in his as the last man standing drops in, and it's the clock that'll ultimately give the round in favor of Damwon Kia. They need a couple motivators to get themselves back in there. Easy for your spirit to be broken after what you saw transpire at the end of Bank. A couple rounds to lift up DK's mental is exactly what the doctor ordered, and they're one round on the way to that.
Yeah. Very good, important round for your mental. It did look like they were playing a little bit scared when Wookieman dropped so early despite still having control. I was like, oh no, not this. Please don't fall under pressure. It's the first round of your favorite map. But they showed that they could persevere, hold their ground, hold the bomb side, find the picks, and code it with a good trade up on that opening kill, basically making sure that Rin did not die for nothing. That is exactly how you want to do it. Now we're going to be seeing Master Bedroom as our second bomb site rotation, and a bit of six-pick shenanigans going on right now as Wookieman is deciding what to play. He has decided that Echo is the operator of choice and coded with a Tashanka. So we're seeing a bit of color on the board here. We're seeing the blue of Frost, the red of Tashanka, and the it's like a red-brownish color from Wookieman. Like maroon, if you will. Yellow from Rin, that's the Jaeger, and Aruni has a bit of both. She has the orange, she has the white. But yeah, it's a nice color palette for a Master Defense, I would say. And without, or rather, as expected, sorry, going to see them extending over to the library side as well, reinforcing the bathroom walls, solarium walls, library walls, getting all those reinforcements out. And you have to do this. When you play Chalet, you're going to be, as a defender, extending one room over or one room up or below, because you cannot just hold the bomb site. The bomb site is weak, right? You have verticality, you have very limited areas to hide on, you have so many lines of sight, you have grenades from below, above, around you. We have seen how lethal grenades can be. I mean, the big window Master Bedroom alone, that's half the bomb site gone, right? So you need to get active. Damwon Kia doing just that. There'll be Katsang and Yaz on the library side with Rexon on the balcony with Kansan to support him. And Yeti's going to be going down below inside of the game.
30 seconds off of the board now, and just to contextualize what you talked about earlier, you said and mentioned DWG Kia's 3 maps, Damwon Kia's 3 maps that they played here on Chalet through the event. It was 7-4 over Team 1, 8-6 over MIBR, and 8-6 over Na'Vi. Now, there isn't a ton of overlap in their map pool with those 3 teams, so the fact that there are 2 squads that took them to overtime is a very promising sign for the Soniqs. Even if this is historically one of the best maps for DK, the fact that there is a lot of footage very recently for the Soniqs to go on and say, you know what, we're going to let Chalet go through. We're going to play you on it. That's a very good sign. So a couple early rounds, like I said, from Damwon Kia, it establishes the tempo of this matchup. That's exactly where they want to be, but the Soniqs can very easily understand it. I appreciate that from Grixer. Nice shot, takes out Rin, and again, Rin the opening death for their team.
Yeah, important to note there that Grixer didn't shoot the first time around. That's not because he was being slow. It's intentional. If you shoot and you miss, then the enemy knows you're there and you've missed your opportunity. So trigger discipline, waiting for the right moment, knowing that, well, Rin obviously had no clue he's holding down the angle. Normally, you'd be on the rappel, that would have been hurt, but he was in the tower. A little bit less common. And now the wall has been opened up for Soniqs with 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go. Looking at how they can deny it. Well, we see it right now. Yokai drones from Echo on Wookieman. You got Tashanka Molotovs from Coded, but that's really it. No C4s, no verticality.
The other Yokai drone is under the desk inside of office as well. So both Yokai drones are positioned in a way to stop wherever the execute comes from. As you talked about, those Molotovs fired out by the Shemika launcher of Tachanka. Still 11 to go.
We're just going out.
And you can keep sending them out. Look at this, 40 seconds to go. Frozen in place by the Lion, as now the Soniqs will get a bit more aggressive, heading in towards the bomb site. And there's the Tachanka to fall at the hands of Yeti. The Soniqs cleaning up on these kills. Rotate held by Rexon, but he's going to get pushed from over by Piano. Damage being done, diffuser planted, and Rexon wins the gunfight anyway. Katsang completely missing. Now for the rotate, same position. Down goes Woogie Man. Yas in a 1v5. How about a flawless round for the Soniqs? They won't get it. Yas says no thank you, but Grixer says that's my teammate, man. A flawless no way, but we'll take the round either way. And that's it. Equalized at 1 round apiece.
Really well done by Soniqs, basically pushing deep through side. They saw the Tashanka somewhere deep in Master Bedroom, shooting out those Molotovs. And they're like, you know what? That's going to be super annoying. He has like 20 more left, right? Because you just keep on shooting. Thump, thump, thump. So you push deep, you flood the bomb site, you take the fight to Tashanka. Either he'll have his gadget in hand and he can't shoot back, or he'll get off that gadget and allow Super to get the plan down, which he did, and they got the kill. In fact, they got every single kill. It was a 5 versus 1 with Rin as the last player standing, and he too fell shortly after. That now means that, well, where are you gonna go next? It's Kitchen. Again, neither team has played the same bomb site back to back when they've lost it, except that Soniqs did it a single time on Basement. They played it, then they lost it, and they went back. But besides that single instance, it's always been about finding the next bomb site, the next area to go to. So, not a ton of adaptation on the specific bomb site here, but more so that, okay, that didn't work, we go somewhere else. And then we'll see if we have to back eventually, and then we'll make it work that second time around. I will say though, lots of different operators coming out. Wookie Man now on Maestro, Yas now on the Mossy. So we're seeing really as many operators as possible on the defensive side, whereas Soniqs, well, they're keeping the same lineup very similar because it's what's working, and again, it's kind of giving you everything you need to deal with, if not every single problem, most of those. Kansen on the Lion, one of the noteworthy operators because it's not super common to see, but when it is brought out, it requires a very specific playstyle for the attack inside. If you don't play around the gadget, you know, you have this 2-second area where the attack or the defenders cannot move. If they do, they get spotted. Can you play around it successfully? I mean, look at this. A rush. That's the Lion gadget. You cannot move, and now the action begins.
And they're in. Yeti with a kill. Kansen down. Finished off by a Nitro. Cell-coded. The next one in the line of fire. Down goes Rin. The Soniqs have control of the bomb site, and they'll continue to sweep right in. Super with the diffuser wants to go for the plant. There's an evil eye cam watching him. That makes Yas in the position to retake, and down goes Super now. But Yas is boxed out of the bomb site. 2 Ronies left is all Damwon Kia has. So they're going to run out of bullets real fast and need to seek shelter before engaging more than 1 or 2 opponents. They've got marks on that diffuser being planted, yet he falls off of it. Rexon on such low HP, he needs to be very careful about what comes next. But Grixer has 2 adrenal surges ready to use whenever they want. Early post plant now in round number 3. Again, Damwon Kia, they need to figure out where they want to attack from. A Nitro Cell from Yas is available. There goes Grixer, adrenal surges no more. Nitro Cell goes out. Diffuser in sight. But so is Katsang to Rexon. Yas on the retake with the doorway and the spam marks, but he gets out-dueled by Yeti just sitting and waiting so patiently.
Oh my God.
You hear that war cry go out, at least we did, from the Soniqs. And the Soniqs are up 2-1.
And I was literally just talking about the Lion. If you can play around the gadget as a team, it can really work in your favor. That's what they did. They knew they were roamers from Damwon Kia because they're following the plan, right? You gotta extend 1 room over or 1 room above. That's what they did. And usually, you cannot get punished. But that's where Kansen and Lion comes in. You activate the gadget. If you see a bunch of red pings, you know the roamers are coming back to side. If you don't see any red pings at all, you know they're still extended far out. That buys you at least 5 to 10 seconds of freedom, where you only have a couple of people on the bomb site itself. And that's what happened. They rushed on in, they got the picks, they traded out in their own favor, and then eventually they got the diffuser down, worked their way through it, and the cover came out. 2v2 played well, and they won the round. Now we see once again bomb site rotation. We're not gonna stay anywhere twice. We are back to bar, which was the first opening round as well as the only round that Damwon Kia has won so far in Chalet. What happened last time from Soniqs was that they attacked in a very conventional way. Library balcony, they came in through the office balcony window, they took top floor control, and then they tried to make their way through side, but that's where Damwon Kia, they really had their angles covered. They found the picks, they got the trades, and they did a really good job. And it was Rin here on Chimney, coded on side of blue, and then Woogie Man inside of Library. The only thing I would criticize from Damwon Kia was that Woogieman dropped down the hatch extremely early, not wanting to risk dying. But outside of that, it was a very well and nicely played top 4 defense for Damwon Kia. And Soniqs had to break it apart one more time because you cannot ignore this top 4 setup. And that's exactly where Kansan and Yeti will go. They've been the duo on this balcony so far.
Rexon got that pick on, or Rexon got picked off, but Rin got picked off as well. If you remember, we talked about the top chimney control, and then it didn't really materialize from the Soniqs. Like you said, you have to respect the off-site play if you really want to make this execute happen. So the Soniqs cannot afford to dawdle. If you get one of those first picks, you have to take control above, and then you force the defenders back into the site where Woogieman is playing right now. That's what you want to open up. And a lot of teams do tend to take those stairs up from the garage and then just break open the bottom of the wall. That's usually reinforced. That leads into back bar because that's the adjoining room to the rest of the bomb sites. And you need control of that as a defender or else you can get pushed from above, especially if library control is in favor of the attackers.
Yeah, and we're actually seeing a different approach from Soniqs. They're not attacking twice the same way in a row. They're going basement, and you might just see that wall you just mentioned, Parker, into side getting opened up. That's where the Maverick comes in handy. Go on this basement stairs, make a line in the wall, have a second player there, watch you as you do it, so that if there's a player who will be unexpectedly or not expecting the breach, he will die. Let's see if it works out that way. Shots are coming out, Injure comes through, Grixer takes a bit of damage, but other than that, absolute freebie.
I'm sorry, it's almost like I told you where teams like
It's almost like I told you so.
It's almost like I told you so. Katsang is down for the count. Rexon is the first one to die early again. Half of the round, and when I say early, I mean the first player from Soniqs. So technically, just like round number 1, it's a pretty quick trade back and forth.
It is. Now we see Kansan inside of library has somehow snuck past the defense of Damwon Kia. Nobody helped to jump in, and I don't think Rin is aware of this position. Remember, Rin has no backup. He is all alone. Coded surely making his way up the blue stairs. He is, but he's stuck on that shield position. Meanwhile, Yas will cover the basement. Damwon Kia fighting on multiple fronts. It'll be hard to communicate around this correctly and ensure that everybody has somebody there to help them.
Yas is now in that mudroom down below. There's a grenade that went off to do a lot of HP to him. 40 seconds, and both of these teams quiet right now. Adrenal Surge comes out. A reposition from Woogieman. He dodges around the nade. Suppressor on that. Don't know if they know his position. He's playing the angle by the bomb chassis, but he's worried about the window behind him. He's unable to be picked off from the bomb chassis, so the Soniqs now decide we need to rotate, but you've only got 20 seconds left. Where are you going to go? Woogieman now the one to take damage from Damwon Kia. Rin has not been removed from his position upstairs on chimney. More damage done to Woogieman, and it's just simply a test of reflexes. Down goes Rin, yet he doesn't need to ascend the stairs anymore. Super with diffuser in hand. Damwon's win condition has stopped that diffuser in its tracks, but their attention is elsewhere. They have to get to the diffuser now. Yas falls. Woogieman and Coded nowhere nearby. Yeti gets taken out, but the diffuser is down. And Damwon all of a sudden hitting their shots. Grixer in the post plant. 35 seconds to go. Neither on it. Grixer doesn't have any intel. Woogieman might be able to find this. There's the drop from Coded. Position being given away. Back on the diffuser, Woogieman goes, but crouching down in back bar, Grixer gets one and he gets dead. You bring in that E-United roster with some newer players on it. Kansan in particular was he was a baby. He was brand new to pro play. And they judged them for that. And now things are working out. Trust in the process, they say. Now, it is still a long series. The Soniqs have far to go, but they are in prime position to be able to finish in the top 4 in the upper bracket, which means even if they lose their next match, it still means that they're deep in the lower bracket and they don't have as much of a slog to go through.
Oh, that's Yas again.
Oh, and Woogieman, by the way.
Yeah, but it's Yas who tossed the impact grenade. So it was also Yas and Bang that tossed that, frag grenade that took out a teammate. Now we're kind of seeing the same thing again. I really hate to see this because Yas has been an outstanding player in the past. He's had a really rough day today right now. It is Damwon Kia's first game and only game today, which means warm-up might not have really been in their favor. Maybe they couldn't find a warm-up scrim, I do not know. But what I do know is that we're seeing some sloppiness that we have never seen from Damwon Kia as of yet at this event.
And I'm going to even say this. If you go back to the Sweden Major, I don't remember this many misplays by this team during their run. Maybe a game in groups that doesn't really pop to mind, but you have to go back to the Mexico Major when this team developed a ton of fans, but they also were committing a lot of mistakes. They were a younger squad. They were far less experienced. They picked up some crucial experience in both of those two majors, and now they enter as one of the favorites to win the whole event, and they performed through the group stages like that favorite. It's not like they proved people wrong or made people doubt them. No, they emerged from the group stage with one of the best records.
Yeah.
And the dominance that we saw on display from Damwon Kia in the groups has evaporated so far today. They are playing very sloppy and very poor on a lot of these bomb sites that it does not inspire confidence in them.
It doesn't. And no matter who loses or wins, the loser in this matchup will go to the lower bracket. They are not going home, which means there's going to be another fighting chance for them. And that's great because, honestly, I think it's way too early for either team to go out. They've been proving themselves time and time again the last 6 months. They both deserve to be here, and they've both played a phenomenal game of Rainbow Six Siege up until this moment. But right now, it is the Soniqs that are looking a tiny bit better, and they've taken full map control in half the round. Smokes are coming through, flashbangs, grenades. Nobody from Damwon Kia can really challenge this, and the only way to really break them apart with bomb deny, well, that's going to be the Molotovs one more time. There is a single C4 from Wookieman, and he is not currently on the... Actually, he is. He's kind of like a trophy stairs, so he's far back. Could go below for a C4, but Soniqs, you have your work cut out for you. Now all you gotta do is at step 3, the execute.
And the big difference is there's no echo as well. So there's less information that's present because there's no surrogate. There's no other operator that brings that same level of vision to the board, especially without a Maestro. What little was left of Coded is now gone. Yas is still wounded as well. There goes Super to Katsang. Far range with the DMR in hand of Aruni. Kansan has to burn an E1D, and now Rexon is gone. That's the very first kill for Rin. Damwon Kia cleaning up, but Grixer now says not all for you. It's him and Kansan. Two of the younger players, two of the newer players. Yas on a flank. But there you go. Grixer has sights on it. Diffuser is still in his hand. He doesn't have any intel.
He can
relatively safe, and he can plant. But he'll toss a grenade out over to the doorway and now pop out the case. Kansan doesn't have an EE1D to use. Down goes the Kaid as Wookieman walks in. They know where the last one is. Kansan, you don't need to give your life away. Let Rin come to you. And Rin will do just that into the waiting arms of the Lion. And the Soniqs are stunning the world right now. Up 4-1.
Absolute masterclass of a 2 versus 4, and a little bit of hesitation from the side of Yas. And I hate to really go in on this guy, but it really cost him. He was on the blue stairs to top library. He was sitting still, waiting. He could have swung up, gotten an opening onto Kansan, but he waited, hesitated for 2 seconds, and Kansan, in that same moment, he walked through the Aruni gate into Piano, and Yas's option of a flank was gone. And then, well, he fell shortly after to Grixer, who either read the flank perfectly or perhaps there was a drone. Either way, that 2v4 or 2v3 from Soniqs was beautifully executed after an aggressive Damwon Kia had shut down the initial push. There wasn't much bomb site deny, or plant deny rather. No echo on the board, a single C4, but that was on Wookieman, who wasn't down below. He came back up the Solarium stairs, went into master bedroom, he was the second last member to fall, and well, Grixer and Kansan. That duo right now, Grixer in particular on this map right now, phenomenal performance, 9-2. And I mean, Kansan, we don't gotta talk about Bank at all. We've been there, it was in a phenomenal, one of your best clutches to date in your career, to take the first map and take us to Chalet. And now Soniqs, they want to go the entire distance. For the first time from Damwon Kia, they are going to the same bomb site twice after losing it. They have not done that before. They didn't do it on Bank. They haven't done it on Chalet, but they have confidence that they can make this bomb site work. It was so close, but they need a more ensured way of closing out the round because it's not enough.
Well, 4-1 for the Soniqs. Not exactly the result that we thought would come out. Timeout was burned by Damwon Kia 2 rounds ago as well. Didn't net any success, and there was that issue committed by Damwon Kia, if you remember that impact, which ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, that impact grenade was not really crucial. You cannot pin the round loss off of Yas fat fingering one of those impact grenades. It does not work that way.
No.
Coded was the first one to die. He was at full HP. I think he took a couple bullets right before that, and then he got finished off. Yas was able to stay alive for quite a while, and it didn't really matter how much HP he had. So
agree.
You can't look at that as a mistake, but I do think it is emblematic of the way that the team is playing right now. Damwon Kia are either very far in their heads or the Soniqs are in their heads. One of the two, you need to shake it off, and you need to prepare no matter what happens in this round. You got to regroup for the next half because Damwon Kia, their chances of holding this map are slipping, and they're slipping real fast.
They are. And I mean, they're not really holding library. They're reinforcing the walls. We see it every single time, but they don't do anything with it. Sure, maybe you can argue that it's baiting Soniqs, and so thinking they might be there, but it's the third time Soniqs is doing the exact same attack. You've adapted a little bit. You brought out the alibi, you still got the Shishanka, now you got the smoke as well. A little bit of bomb deny or plant deny, but I don't really know if that's your entire win conditions worth, because you also need to find opening kills. When you're fighting against these long-range gunfights, against LMGs and, you know, 2x scopes, etc., it's very difficult, no matter how good you are. And right now at 5v5 left, we got a minute to go. The Soniqs, we're getting close to execute time. And Katsang's looking close to try and get a pick.
And here's a different play. That playing close from Katsang, usually not as close to the breach from Damwon Kia. So at least a small adaptation in that regard, but the nade will work and Katsang takes a lot of damage.
It's not looking good. With a sliver of health, Katsang's to fight the bomb side alone. Sure, Molotovs are coming out, buying time, buying space. Now as well, Toxic Babes. But Katsang, when you have this little health left, it's just a little bit of shrapnel and you're out for the count.
They haven't managed to clear out the Wamai discs yet, though. Katsang re-engages in that same spot. The Soniqs get hit with an adrenal surge, and now Katsang pushes up to the window. Even with 1 HP, you can fry your opponents. We know that. Katsang takes out Yeti, immediately pivots. Damwon Kia cleaning up in the kill feed, but there he goes. And no, it's a team kill again. Damwon Kia making some mistakes. Conan is now down. And all of a sudden, it's Yas in a 1v2. Diffuser is planted as well, so it's a scramble. The superstar player, one of the most consistent from APAC, he's watched his team fall all around him. He knows the stakes. The Soniqs looking for a 5-1 half, and they'll get it. Grixer says that's enough. The first half in the books. The Soniqs stealing 5 rounds against Damwon Kia.
That was so confusing. Essentially what happened was that Soniqs, they popped the E1D Lion charge, or Lion scan, then they walked on in. I mean, we saw Yeti, he walked from piano into office. Katsang was behind him. So Katsang turns around, he's like, oh no, there's a player here. Shoots Yeti down, gets that kill, but there's 3 more players to follow. And before Katsang can answer, he steps 1 step backwards. And guess what? There was a Molotov from Tashanka that had been fired earlier to stop Soniqs from pushing into the breach, and it injures and kills Katsang, who was on 1 health from that grenade earlier in the round. It all comes together in a great plan, but that one was not indeed intended, I don't think, because you never want to team kill a friend. That is never what you intend to happen, but it cost you.
Again, mistakes being made, and Soniqs fans do not think we are taking anything away from your team, because I don't think there's any doubt as to how good the Soniqs are playing at the moment. This is not the team that squared off against Elevate. This is another level. This is the Soniqs in mid-group stage form, but they can actually close out the rounds. They look so strong. Damwon Kia, the reasons for their success are absent. Their ruthlessness, gone. Their ability to hold map control and roam and engage off of that roam. Getting a pick or at least wasting time, also gone. Yeah. They just look on so many of these rounds, it looks like Damwon Kia is just waiting to die. And that is so out of the ordinary for them.
You need something to go your way, but like Damwon Kia has a very definitive playstyle. First of all, they're the most clutch team here at the event. That's a fact. They have one of the best gun skill. That's a fact. But they don't really have a typical opening kill priority, where like, oh, we're gonna be roaming and get 1 kill then fall back. They don't have that identity, and right now, honestly, I'm not sure what identity is, but as I said that, yes, hurt me apparently, got the opening pick, you need that. That's Yeti off the board, Aruni, not the best operator, but of course, every player is a good one to take down. Now you're in a 5 versus 4. Opening conversion rate to round win for Damwon Kia is 75%. That means statistically, they have a 75% chance of winning this round going forward based off the previous stats, and stats rarely lie.
Absolutely. Numbers don't lie. They can.
They can, but they don't.
What do they say? There's stats, liars, and damn liars or something like that. I can't remember the exact turn of phrase.
Something like that.
Something along that line. Anyway, Rexon was on the roam upstairs after about the minute mark. He decides to fall off and get back into the bomb site down below. and he's now joined up with the rest of his teammates. The only one off site now, right along with his Grixer upstairs inside a kitchen. He's got a long angle. One of the changes to Alibi recently gives her that 1.5 scope, allows you to play from farther back. Katsang is upstairs at the top of those stairs in particular by Chimney, tearing away at some of the floor, and it will allow you to watch that staircase that is needed to rotate from lobby into the basement. Right now, Damwon Kia are checking all the boxes.
Yeah.
And if a comeback is going to occur, it's going to need to be done without this timeout, but you're going to have to pick up a couple rounds early to break this confidence and momentum because the vibes are at an all-time high on the Soniqs right now, and they are punishing you in-game, and they are winning outside of the server as well.
Yeah, now you do have Damwon Kia on the attack, so you have to start wondering, well, is it just a very attacker-favorite Chalet? We will see. It'll depend on Damwon Kia, how they can perform on Chalet. It's a very comfortable map for them. They have tons of strats and comfortability here. Now they got the opening man advantage as well. So this round is a great beginning, but can they close it out? That's what we have to see. Looks to be a fireplace, blue stairs-oriented push. And that'll be that. It'll be 5 versus 4. Here we go.
That fight is going to be crucial right now. Grixer is still far enough back. The Buck knows that somebody's in there, or is at least sensing that somebody is playing inside a kitchen. I don't know if the information is at hand for Damwon Kia, but now it's Yas to drone on in. The Gemini doesn't make it in time. I don't think they've successfully droned out Grixer, so now Yas will need to engage 1v1. Peeking dry, looking the wrong way. Grixer immediately pivots. He's got the attention of the Buck. Can't win the gunfight. The only kill so far for the Soniqs is Grixer. Rin is down. Coded going for the defuse. Kansan must deny. There they are on the ground as Woogieman and Rex into to the bomb site. Shut out. Damwon Kia control the bomb site. They control the round, and they finally get on the board. It's been quite a while since they won a round. They're going to need a couple more of those to get themselves back in this matchup.
75%, there it is. Even though there was a slight slip up with that Gemini where, well, I don't think they saw Grixer, so he got that pick. But the follow-up was really quick from Damwon Kia. The only thing I was worried about was that timer ticking down. But you said they ticked all the boxes. They did. They got the opening pick, yes. Then they got map control, yes. They set up a drone network, covered their flanks, and they almost played it perfectly besides that one missed drone of Grixer. But then Grixer gets the kill. What do? You instantly send 2 players to respond. You get the trade. The roamer is now off the board, and you instantly turn around. You take your eyes towards the bomb site, and you execute. Well done, Damwon Kia. And Soniqs, they say, well, you beat our basement, now try our bar. Similar fashion, once you lose a bomb site, you go somewhere else. Because, well, you have 4 bomb sites to choose from. There is no reason to stretch yourself on the same bomb site when you just stretch yourself differently on the map. And every map speaks to a certain play style, and you can play around that differently. Of course, if you're Soniqs, you can just say, they got lucky. It's a basement attack. We're not good at defending that anyway. Watch our bar instead.
Like so many teams, a big focal point for the defense is not going to be on the bomb site, it's going to be upstairs above it. Library with the hatch either opened up or reinforced, making the attackers' lives more miserable. Additionally, whether there is or is not a Mira available, you're going to have a setup at the top of Chimney looking into that library wall. We saw there's a Frost in play. Frost, obviously a very strong operator on this bomb site. There's windows and drops that you want to go into, and you might not be looking for where those mats are.
Yep, Frost very good on maps that has a lot of windows, and Chalet is that kind of story. I mean, think Skyscraper back when I was in Pro League, that was like the Frost speciality. But with this Chalet rework, it is a little bit more kind of like Skyscraper. There are more windows added to the map in general. There are more windows leading to the bomb site.
Don't say that.
But there is.
I mean, big difference. Chalet's a good map.
Not false. Very true.
Old Skyscraper, frustrating. New Skyscraper, I like.
Okay, there it is. Maybe one day we'll see it in competitive play, but right now that's not the case. It is not in the map pool. We got 7 maps. It is not one of them, but Chalet is. Woogieman on the library balcony together with Yas, trying to figure out how to break this apart. We saw Rin playing this exact position that we now see Yeti in. ADSs, Magnus, shields, and reinforcements. Very heavy emphasis to defend this area. Rexen nearby to help as well. Now this is the challenge. Damwon Kia. You have to break apart. There's a Rune Gates, Castle Barricades, ADSs, and my discs. You have 7 flashbangs, you have 4 grenades. You can break it, but coordination, synergy, and communication will have to carry you through it. Because if you misplay just a single piece of utility, well, you don't have enough. and it looks to be that that's the reason why they're rotating around, or at least get into this window balcony instead.
And two of those gadgets, the denial from the ADS and from the Surya gates of Aruni, they reset. Yeah. They are not permanently used unless you destroy the gadgets. The Wamai discs will get used up. Those magnets, they'll be gone. But as for the ADS, you got a 10-second window. You got a 30-second window with the Surya gates. That's it. If you don't coordinate, as you pointed out, you're going to be misusing and mismanaging that utility. And Damwon Kia know that. Right now, there's been a call to action as they use grenades. They use those flashbangs. The left side of your screen, all the flashbangs are gone. Only 2 grenades are left. And yeah, they might have worked their utility, but they have nothing else to show for that. Right now, though, leadoff pick goes to Rexen, immediately traded back. Damwon Kia far more formidable on this attack than they were on defense. And they will continue to pummel the Soniqs. It's now Grixer and Yeti. DK have the site. Grixer on that back bar takes down one, but Yeti is now gone, waiting for the pop-up on this particular play. Grixer's position given away. 13-3 for Grixer. Good lord, but what are you going to be able to accomplish? 3 players from Damwon Kia still up. Grixer in back bar, and there's going to be a set of eyes on just about every single way out of this position. Waste some time, maybe. Communicate, play off of your own abilities, your own instincts, but this is an unenviable task. Had intel uncoded, but it was expired, just as Grixer is that round. And suddenly, Damwon Kia showing signs of life.
Really good 1v3 for Damwon Kia. In that earlier stage of the round, the last minute, when the execute came through, the flashbangs and nades, they're all tossed. And you said, well, you cleared the shield and you cleared certain positions, but you had nothing to show for it. And then the opening kill went to Soniqs. But then it was quickly traded back with 2 kills from Damwon. And then they got the advantage more. There was 4 versus 3, and they pushed through side. And while that execute upstairs happened, they actually jumped into the side window and executed the plan as well. So they're attacking from multiple fronts. Soniqs had to respond to multiple emergencies at the same time. When you got limited manpower, well, there's 2 problems. It's a 50-50 chance. Do you go up above? Do you go back to side? Bit in the middle for Soniqs. 1 person was above, 1 person's below. It was Grixer down at the very end. Couldn't find a single player because the discipline in the 1v3 from Damwon Kia was superb. Very nicely played, ensuring that once you've gotten the round in your hand, you do not let go, you do not give it up, and 3-5 scoreline as Damwon Kia is striking back on their attack. So maybe after all, Tiger side at Chalet, but just like Damwon Kia went to Master twice after losing, Soniqs will do the same with Bar. Doing the same exact setup, same operator lineup. They want to prove they can make it better. There is one change. Grixer went from Jaeger onto Melusi, so those Banshees will help stop Damwon Kia from sneaking in or taking control of certain areas of the map. But outside of that, it plays out just the same. You gotta hold the ground in the beginning. You gotta try and counter. Once Damwon Kia, they get aggressive on the utility clear. You see Grixer getting aggressive himself once they contest the Westman window, but not much will come out from this.
I'm not a fan of that. You cannot gamble Grixer's life that early on.
Risky.
He is unsupported, and you said it. It's very risky. I understand that Grixer is, in his mind, on another level right now. And yes, Damwon Kia, they're not the same team today as of this moment, but that potential is always there. Just because right now you don't have Yas or Rin or Woogieman clobbering you the way that we've seen in match after match after match does not mean that they can't wake up. And you do not want to rouse them from that slumber. So maybe play a little bit safer, get away with your life, and help the rest of your team by wasting time in drones but not engaging blindly off of a window in West Main.
And that seems to be the case. Grixer actually found Yas on that isolated 1 versus 1. So he listened, he fell back, played it safe, but then he struck when the time was right. 14-4 now down here in the dining hallway. That is Grixer. He's making his way through the map. He'll be an annoyance to Damwon, a thorn in their side as he will stick around aggressively. Rin, next one up for the challenge. Who can whack them all once he pops up his head? Neither player knows the whereabouts of the opposing. They're still just waiting, listening, trying to figure out what is happening. Rin is trying to figure out, oh, but can't sing. Fine super.
And they're defusing. By the way, the diffuser in hand right now for Coded, but the rest of the team all falling by the wayside. There you go, Rexen comes back. A nice 2-piece, and that's the round. Match point, series point for the North American League champions.
How excited Grixer is.
I made a Kanye West reference earlier, and nobody appreciated it, and I'm very upset.
Nobody appreciated it? Nobody. Not a single person?
I mean, it's
That's sad.
I'm not actively checking social media business. I'm just saying it's Pablo.
Sad.
His name is Pablo. Grixer's real name is Pablo. I made a Kanye reference. That's fine. Hell of a round, by the way, but a bit anticlimactic with so much on the line. Damwon Kia break in. They have the bomb site. A minute and a half off of the clock, and they have that bomb site. But what do they actually get with it? Nothing. They get gunned down. The Soniqs retake swiftly. Grixer off of the site. He gets back in. And boy, oh boy, does he have such a profound impact. 15-4 for Grixer.
Yep.
What a showing. And the fact that Grixer can go toe-to-toe with this team of Damwon Kia, it bodes very well for the Soniqs because we've seen North American players, and I'm not going to call any of them out by name, but we have seen North American players absolutely light it up and torch their fellow North American teams and players and then shrivel when they get to a world stage. And that seems to be a big obstacle for NA. Grixer showing right now, where there's smoke, there's fire. He's very good in North America. He can put up those same numbers against the best competition in the world. The Soniqs right now are one round away from pushing one of the favorites in terms of both winning and a fan favorite down to the lower bracket. If Damwon Kia had won this matchup, the regions would have one team apiece in the upper bracket finals. The final four in the upper bracket. But right now, it looks like there might be two NA teams, unless Damwon Kia can find their footing and find it fast.
Yep. Oh, missed utility there. Actually, the Kyclone might just be somewhere else. It could be above. Might be, yeah, it is above. So the nade was good. It wasn't a utility-based issue, and I think Yaz reached it. The first nade misses. You try again upstairs, but Kansen, he's very smart. Picked it up, will place it back down, and he got the timing, I think. That should trick out the Abandoned Pellets, and there it is. That is not going to bode well. You still have more X-Kairos. You got 6 more left in your pocket. But honestly, you burned a full minute, 2 grenades, and you gained absolutely nothing.
2 grenades and 12 X-Kairos. No secondary hard breach. No insurance policy. Hibana is the only hard breacher on the board right now. I know it's not sexy. I know it's not glamorous, and it's not a kill. But that right there, that is enough to almost win a round on its own, and Damwon Kia will have to course correct.
It certainly sways the number on the favor of Soniqs, right? It's a very good utility gameplay from Kansen, showing he's more than just a gun. He also has a brain in this game, and now Damwon Kia will have to literally break this round because they have very little to go with. They have spent the 6 X-Kairos that were remaining, so I assume they got the breach open, but that's all they'll get. The hatches will stay closed. The backside will stay closed. They only have this tiny breach. And 5 players versus other 5 players. Soniqs, they're playing the map on multiple levels.
You have to aim where it's aimed, by the way, because there is a certain point where above that bottom stud, you can technically crouch walk into the bomb site, but that's only your real option. Think about it. 6x Kairos is not enough to give you an entry to the site. The first pick goes to Rexen on to Rin. Is that the domino? Well, the rest of them to fall shortly thereafter. Rexen loses a lot of his HP, and now all of the Soniqs will be frozen in place as an EE1D comes out. Damwon Kia drone and assess what they can do over towards blue, but like I said, you have to course correct. Where is the next step for Damwon Kia?
Well, right now it's the main staircase. Flashbang comes up, but no push just yet. It'll be a Fireplace blue stairs push with Yeti and Super respectively contesting. And now Koda walks back into side. That'll be the action. 30 seconds. This is it.
Oh, and Yeti doesn't see that Kodad's sitting in the corner. He decides to take the gunfight and loses it. Damwon Kia now storming into the site. Katsang is the next one up. Kansen will try to outduel him and succeed. It's a 3v3. Make that a 2v3. Yas taking damage now as well. Diffuser needs to be picked back up. Beautiful shot from Yas, but they have to pivot. 10 seconds left. Then the diffuser is in the middle of the bomb site. They know Rexen is coming down the stairs. That leaves the most pivotal player of Grixer, but he's as good as gone. Diffuser going down. Rexen looking towards Connector. He's got Yas lined up. This will be a hell of a play on his end. Diffuser down, and it's a 1v1 just like that. In blue with the clock running. Wookieeman knows exactly where he's going to come from, but Rexen decides that's not the path I want. Oh, well, my disc goes up to give information. Maybe obscure with the sound. Playing around the deployable shield is the Lion, sitting there waiting. Timer still ticking away. That's the DMR in hand. 20 seconds for Rexen to be able to pull this off. Match on the line. Richie wants to run up, but a flashbang stops him, and there it's Wookieeman to seal the deal. Oh boy, heart palpitations for the fans of the Soniqs, but Damwon Kia still very much in this.
And that all started off with Yeti, wide swinging that main stairs, didn't see that Chalet had already pushed all the way down, and then opened up the round. And Damwon Kia had so little to work with, but oh boy, can they do damage. That was just 2 players down the main stairs of Fireplace, and 2 players down the blue stairs. That's all they had. No backside pressure, no hatch, no verticality, and almost no utility at all. And that now means we're going to kitchen instead because, well, if you're our Soniqs, you're on match point, you have room for mistakes. This can happen. And if this were the roles reversed, if Damwon Kia made such an error, well, that's that. Because that's the benefit, it's the advantage of getting rounds early on, is that once you get to match point, the pressure is no longer on you. Sure, you have to close out the game. But more so than that, well, the enemy has to win the game. The ball is in Damwon Kia's court because they are on the attacking side. If the Soniqs, they sit in the corner and just wait for that time to tick down, and Damwon Kia doesn't respond, doesn't take the map, doesn't take the round, well, the defenders win. That's always how it goes. If the timer hits 0, well, unless you're either currently planting, going into overtime of the seconds, or if the bomb is already down, well, time will always be favoring the defense.
The objective's in the hands of the attackers, essentially.
Yeah.
To boil it down.
It is.
Get into the bomb site, plant the diffuser.
Yep.
We've been critical of APAC teams, in particular, running the DMR on Lion. We've seen it in a couple different teams, Elevate, CAG, and asking why do they do this? We thought that when Twitch was running the DMR, that it was maybe to conceal the Lion pick, but sometimes on land, maybe you're just really confident. DMRs are 2 shots to the body, and that's it. And while you lose that rate of fire, for example, on Twitch, the F2, it's a fire hose. That thing's spewing out bullets faster than either you and I are capable of casting. And it's just one of those bullets needs to hit the head, and they're dead. But that 417 that is brought as the DMR for Twitch does a ton of damage. And even if you tag somebody just once, you're going to put them in a position where they're at about 30 to 40 HP. What the hell is going on, by the way? With all of this sound, there's a ton of shooting that is broken out now. And this is exactly the pace that we want to see from these teams. The Soniqs still sit on match point. They also have a timeout at their disposal. I suspect that if Damwon Kia wins this round, the Soniqs will call their timeout.
That makes sense. I agree. I like it. Cat sank in the basement, did some verticality, got answered back. That is Yeti inside of Solarium, gets naded out. Yes, again, opening kill in favor of Damwon Kia, looking good. But now, they got 2 more minutes to work with, and Soniqs, they have very few ways to respond, right? It'll be an absolute brawl, because utility-wise, well, there are no C4s, and Toxic Babes won't do you much good. Remember, it is a kitchen bomb site. We're extending up above. We're not on the site just yet. We'll be there in about a minute or so, give or take. Rin making his way inside of West Main, but upstairs you see Grixer. 16 kills to his name. Looks to hold down the fort. Inside of office.
There was a kill as well on the Katsang, tagged earlier by Yeti. And that opening pick by Damwon Kia is only their 2nd, technically, of this half because the last time was traded out so quickly. Rin, once again, giving an advantage to his team. Knocks Kansan out of play. The smoke is down. Unideal. You want that presence in the final 30 seconds. Now, as you said, it's going to be a brawl. There's less that the defenders have in the final moments. There's no nitro cells. There's only Evil Eyes to try and work.
Yes.
Oh, he doesn't see Grixer. We use the rat quite often, the term rat, to describe those levels of plays, and that is a rat play from Grixer. Yas walks in, he gets taken down.
There it is now. Damwon Kia, they're trying to find an entrance site. To paint the picture, Rain on the Swissman window, as we see, Woogieman trophy window, and Coated on that big master bedroom repel. It'll be a trophy Westman attack by the looks of it. With 30 seconds left, you can't quite rotate, and we have 2 Soniqs player inside of dining. Make that 3, or actually, Rexon flanking him above.
And I was going to say, Damwon Kia need to get in the building right now. They are in very grave danger of stalling out as the bomb site is just slowly out of reach. Super by the bomb chassis might only be 1 and 8, but he'll continue to fire away. Intel going in, Flash is missing completely. The Alda in hand, Diffuser going down as well. Woogieman halfway there. The pings are no longer relevant, so Super pushes up. He has no idea where it is. He charges in to give his team intel. You now need to rely on Grixer and Rexon, but it's Rexon down and Grixer in a 1v3. Diffuser is still there. Last of the Adrenal Surge on Coated wearing off. Damwon Kia were not in good position, but it seems like they've found something in this round, and it's Rin, a huge round from Rin, and we're gonna go all the way. 12 rounds needed to settle this. The Soniqs stumbling on match point now, 2 rounds in a row.
Going the distance. Soniqs, they can't close it out. Damwon Kia, they wanted more. And they're actually looking a lot better in this second half than that of the first. Could be them on attack, could be them being warmed up and ready prepared. We're seeing we're seeing much less mistakes from the side of Damwon. We're seeing Soniqs, well, outside of Grixer, not really doing too much on the map. This guy is everywhere, top floor, basement, first floor, you name it. But the rest of Soniqs, well, we're falling a bit short. Super on that previous round with the Maestro didn't do a whole lot of damage. He allowed the enemy to get inside the bomb site, nobody from Soniqs playing inside of kitchen itself. And you can argue that you might be giving Damwon a little bit too much space, right? Because when you have the 3v3, you have the side, you cannot just play all the way in the back line. Once that plan goes down and you're in the post-plan scenario, it heavily favors the defense. It's almost impossible to win. It's very difficult, at least. Soniqs, well, right now you're letting Damwon Kia get away with the plans against you. Back to bar. Soniqs, they've been here twice already. They've won it once, they've lost it once. And it kind of came down to these weird plays. But more importantly, it came down to Grixer. He was finding kill after kill, opening after opening. And if it's not for Grixer right now, well, he's one of the only ways for Soniqs to get the early man advantage. So all eyes on you, Grixer. Right now, there's a tremendous amount of pressure on your shoulders. Meanwhile, Damwon Kia, it's a team effort. Look at the scoreboard alone. We got 10, 9, 8, 7 kills on the board. 6 from Coded. Very close. Every person putting in an equal effort on the scoreboard. One person go down, you got 4 more to back it up. But if you lose Grixer versus losing Super, you got a 16 kill difference between those two. That is a different story.
Absolutely. Super has fallen off in terms of his ability to find the scoreboard, and that is of note, especially against a team like Damwon Kia. Coded, who is goated so many times, we hear this reference, but he's shown up.
Yes.
Everybody on Damwon Kia has started to show up, and this is what you need to be a championship caliber team. You need that depth. We've seen Super frag competently in a lot of games, but it is not the case here on Chalet. He is struggling mighty hard.
He is. Then again, he is playing smoke. He does have value on the gadget, but you need every single person to really gun it out, especially here at match point, because the pressure is at its highest. Similar situation. Yeti on Chimney. Rex in there to help him out. Kansen playing blue stairs. Super playing alone on site as expected. And Grixer halfway across the map just doing Grixer things. Trying to find an enemy to slay. But nobody from Damwon Kia this time around will challenge, because last time that didn't go very well. Grixer has been an absolute monster so far. And Damwon Kia, well, they got the line. Popping the first charge. Nothing much happens. It's a standstill. We're waiting. Assessing the situation. Yas may be getting active. Could this be a fast take on site? Well, they should wait for the second line charge, if anything. But this could go quickly, very swiftly. Super, the only person on site from Soniqs.
Yas was so close to the door, and now he's just going to walk right up Chimney. Hello, Yeti. Wakey, wakey. Yas is there, and it's pain time for you. Kansen refrags, and he knows he's got one more at the window, but he falls off. Remember before, there was all of that utility burned for Damwon Kia to clear out those ADSs, clear out those Aruni gates. This time around, you've only got magnets and Aruni gates to deal with, so not as much. And you can use those grenades and flashbangs to greater effect. Additionally, there's a smoke on the board for Damwon Kia that they can use at some point, or rather, there it goes. It's now completely used up. Through the Aruni gate, Coded will almost certainly take some damage as it hasn't been open. There we go, and a hop in with the diffuser in hand. Toxic canisters have all been burned by Super, and that will impede the progress of Damwon Kia, but for probably about 10 more seconds. Kansen just off-site with an arm's reach. He's got the UMP, but he gets out-dueled by Rin, taken out immediately. Coded is down now, too. There's no adrenal surge used. No, it gets burned at the last second. Grixer, a huge double play, and Woogie Man inside of the bomb site getting chunked away. The hopes and dreams shattered by the Soniqs. They charge up into the upper bracket, and Damwon Kia, you're going down to the lower bracket. What a stunning 2-0 for the Soniqs as they knock one of the favorites out of the upper bracket.
Absolutely unexpected. This means 2